Have you ever been absolutely certain about something only to find out later you were completely wrong? Or maybe you felt like you were being watched when no one was there. If so, you're not alone. Your brain is playing tricks on you. But why does it do this? And what can you do about it? In today's video, we're diving into how our brains deceive us, why that happens, and how you can stay one step ahead of your mind's tricks. First, let's talk about the basics. Your brain is a marvel of nature, capable of processing an enormous amount of information every second, but it has limits. To keep up with the constant flow of data from the world around us, the brain takes shortcuts. These shortcuts help us make quick decisions, but they also lead to errors, cognitive biases, false memories, and illusions. For instance, did you know your brain can process around 11 million bits of information every second? But here's the catch, it can only consciously handle about 40 bits per second. The rest it gets filtered, interpreted, and sometimes distorted to fit our existing beliefs and expectations. This is where the brain's tricks come into play. One of the most common ways our brain tricks us is through cognitive biases. These are mental shortcuts that simplify decision-making but can lead us astray. Let's start with confirmation bias. This is when we focus on information that confirms our beliefs and ignore anything that challenges them. It's like when you buy a new car and suddenly see that car everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your brain is tuned in. Then there's the availability heuristic. This bias causes us to overestimate the importance of information that comes to mind quickly. For example, if you watch a lot of crime shows, you might think crime rates are higher than they really are, simply because those images and stories are so vivid in your mind. And don't forget about anchoring, the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we get. If you see a sweater marked down from $100 to $50, it feels like a great deal, even if the sweater was never worth $100 to begin with. Your brain is anchored to that initial price. Another way your brain tricks you is through false memories. You might think your memories are like a video recording of your life, but they're more like a game of telephone. Every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it, and in doing so, it can add or subtract details, sometimes creating memories of things that never happened. Studies have shown that false memories can be as vivid and detailed as real ones. This can lead to serious implications, like in eyewitness testimony, where confident but incorrect recollections have led to wrongful convictions. So the next time you're absolutely sure you remember something correctly, pause and consider that your brain might be filling in the gaps with its own version of events. Let's move on to perceptual illusions. These are direct examples of how your brain can deceive you, even when you're looking right at something. Take optical illusions, for instance. You see two lines that appear to be different lengths, but they're actually the same. Why does this happen? Your brain is trying to interpret the three-dimensional world based on two-dimensional images. It's making educated guesses, and sometimes it gets it wrong. But these mistakes aren't just limited to vision. Auditory illusions can trick your ears, and even your sense of touch can be fooled. These illusions highlight an important truth. Reality, as we experience it, is a construction of the brain. And sometimes that construction is flawed. Ever wonder why negative experiences seem to affect us more deeply than positive ones? That's the negativity bias at work. Our brains are wired to focus on threats and dangers because, evolutionarily speaking, it was more important for survival to avoid bad outcomes than to seek good ones. Today, This bias means we're more likely to dwell on criticism than praise, or remember the one bad thing that happened in an otherwise great day. This can lead to a distorted view of the world, where we see things as worse than they actually are. Being aware of this bias helps you put things into perspective and realize that your brain might be exaggerating the negatives. Expectations are another way your brain plays tricks on you. What you expect often shapes what you experience. This is known as the placebo effect. If you believe a pill will make you feel better, there's a good chance it will, even if it's just a sugar pill. Your brain's expectations can influence your body's response. But this doesn't just apply to medicine. If you go into a situation expecting it to be terrible, your brain will look for evidence to confirm that belief. Conversely, a positive mindset can lead you to notice the good, even in difficult situations. Your expectations can shape your reality. So why not choose to expect the best? So, with all these tricks your brain plays on you, what can you do? The first step is awareness. Just knowing that your brain has these biases, tendencies, and limitations puts you ahead of the game. Next, question your assumptions. When you catch yourself jumping to conclusions, take a step back and ask, is this really true? What evidence do I have? Is there another way to look at this? Finally, practice mindfulness. By staying present and paying attention to your thoughts without judgment, you can start to see when your brain is trying to lead you astray. Meditation, deep breathing, and simply slowing down can all help you regain control. Remember, your brain is a powerful tool, but it's not infallible. By being aware of its tricks, you can use that tool more effectively and live a life guided by truth rather than illusion. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care of you or find someone who does.